Hey there, how are you? How's this look? Ooh, big chin. Oh, go up there, funny looking forehead. Left side? Perhaps the right? Can't figure out what perspective to take. How about all of them at once? Ooh. Oh no, that's making me a little sick to my stomach. Well, let's settle down here and just settle on one point of view. It's a lot more comfortable that way, I think, for both you and your readers. All right, so narrative perspective comes in lots of different forms. The thing is, you get to choose how to tell the story, through whose eyes. Now, the perspective that you take on anything can totally change the way it looks, right? So, you could tell a story from a first-person major perspective, which means the eye of the story is also the storyteller and in many ways the main character. This is effective because it sort of lessens the sense that there's any kind of author at all. The storyteller and the character become one and the same. Or you might want to do it a little differently. You could say the person telling the story, the I telling the story in the first person, is not the main character, but rather a witness watching the main character from a distance. That's called first person minor. Totally different perspective. You get a very different kind of story as a result. And there are so many different choices, right? You can be that a third person where you're writing about the character as a he or she, that third person. But you can see inside the thoughts of that character. What is he or she thinking? Everything that comes to the reader is filtered through the consciousness of that third person character. That's called third person privileged or limited, a privileged point of view or a limited point of view. Maybe your third person narrator wants to know everything about all the characters, about what's going to happen in the future and what's happened in the past. This is called third person omniscient, all knowing. Or maybe a fly on the wall perspective is what you want to go for, where all we can know about the characters is what we can see from their observable behaviors or what we can hear them say, just like a fly on the wall. This is called third person objective. Lots of choices here. I haven't even mentioned them all. But I talk more about them in the material for this week, so you can kind of read through and play with some of these different perspectives. But the one thing to keep in mind is try to keep it consistent in one story. You don't want to create that sense of a spinning desk chair where, the reader's getting all disoriented and dizzy, right? So that's what I got for you coming this week. Work through the material. Experiment a little bit. There's a writing exercise for you where you can figure out what kind of narrative point of view or perspective you want to have for your story. I'm looking forward to reading it.